playoff picture is perfectly clear. The sun will not be shining all day tomorrow. Get ready for a once-in-a-lifetime event. Then, for many, it was a day of last minutes, shopping, traveling, and more. Plus,
just 2 hours before Christmas, and churches like this one here in Miami are filling up. I'm Benno Schmidt, live in Miami. We'll tell you how world leaders are celebrating the holiday. South Florida, you've made the right choice this Christmas Eve. The WB39 News at 10 starts right now.
You're watching WB39 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Julia Yarbo. Well, the Dolphins did it. The Miami football team is playoff bound, but it wasn't an easy road to get there. Greg Minervini joins us now with more on today's wild game, to say the least.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Not an easy road. Christmas Eve in New England for the Dolphins. Miami hoping to unwrap an early present, a trip to the postseason. The Patriots had some other ideas, as did the officials. A late Olindo Mare field goal in the final moments put the Finns up by 3 with 9 seconds to go in the game. New England then had one last shot. Drew Bledsoe's pass here, called incomplete later. Then they said it was a forward lateral. Flag down. What happened? Hey, division champ, okay?
Hold on. What?
Said there's 2 seconds left to go. Hang on, some 42 minutes later. They bring the players back on the field, some still with towels on, the offensive players. They replay the last play with 3 seconds to go. Coming on Michael Bishop, who's got a better long arm than Bledsoe. He throws it, but it falls way incomplete. And then on a second look, boy, it only happens in Florida, huh? 27-24, the Dolphins beating New England, so they win the AFC East for the first time since 1994. And the Dolphins will host the Indianapolis Colts on Saturday at Pro Player Stadium. Details on that and more highlights coming up in sports in a few minutes. Wild, wild finish in Foxborough today. Back to you.
All right, Craig, thank you. Well, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are typically times to relax with relatives. But for many, the final few hours leading up to the holiday was, to say the least, hectic. Cindy Avila takes a look at how many spent this day.
I found out this post office was still open, so I ran over.
It's an unusual sight on a Sunday, a few post offices opening their doors so people like Douglas Wortham could get gifts to their relatives.
Last minute present to my sister.
And if you were like Douglas and got to the post office by 2, you could still send a present overnight so it will arrive on Christmas.
Tomorrow by 3 o'clock. So Santa will strike again.
But while some were at the post office mailing out gifts they already bought, others, like sisters Barbara Perkins and Linda Murphy, were just hitting the stores to pick out some last-minute presents.
I'm really happy. We are lucky.
These shoppers were in the same boat as others, finding the pickings were slim, but at this point they knew they just had to get their gifts and go home.
Normally I'm never shopping today. Now we have to come and cook.
Speaking of cooking, people like Faye Postel hurried through the grocery store to finish buying the items in their feast.
Because I never can decide what I'm going to prepare, and we're having company at the last minute.
All the shopping and mailing seem to be going smoothly, but the same can't really be said for this family. Last-minute travelers at the Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport.
We've been here since 9 o'clock this morning. So we've been trying to get onto a standby at the 11:40. That's been delayed. They said it won't even arrive here till about 3 o'clock.
While the weather is warm here, Roberta Lash's flight was delayed because of weather up in her neck of the woods. She's heading back home to Detroit, Michigan. But she admits waiting until the last minute probably wasn't the best idea.
It's funny, I've always seen that on the news reports on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, people trying to get home for the holidays. And I never thought I'd be one of those people with my family spread out on the floor sleeping and trying to get on a plane.
By now, most stores are closed, but if you still haven't got everything you need, stores like Eckerd's and Walgreens will be open tomorrow. Have a great holiday. Back to you, Julia.
All right, Cindy, thanks. Well, President Clinton also made a dash to the stores today. The president and daughter Chelsea were at Union Station in Washington, D.C. today, picking up some last-minute gifts. While braving the crowds, the president took a moment to send out a holiday message, calling out Merry Christmas to shoppers in Washington's MCI Center. And speaking of the president, he is one of the many world leaders marking this special occasion. So what is going on around the world this Christmas Eve? Reporter Benno Schmidt joined us live from a church in Miami with details. Good evening, Benno.
Well, good evening, Julia. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to all of our viewers. We're awaiting a midnight mass here. You can see here at the Cathedral of St. Mary, it is slowly filling up. This is the official seat of the Catholic Church here. We're expecting the Archbishop here. This is a big Christmas for them, coming as it does at the end of the Jubilee year 2000. World leaders across the world are celebrating this Christmas in very different ways. From the President, some last-minute shopping and a last Christmas message from President Clinton from the White House.
Tonight we gather with family and friends to reflect on our good fortune, rejoice in the memories of the year past, and look forward with hope to the days ahead.
After a protracted election, thanks to all that balloting mess here in Florida, President-elect Bush gets ready to move into the White House. He'll have Christmas in Austin, then come to Florida for some fishing. All over the world, leaders are sending messages of hope and peace this first Christmas of the new century. The Pope asking worshippers not to forget the lonely and those suffering. In the West Bank and strife-plagued Middle East, PLO leader Yasser Arafat's motorcade arrives at the Church of the Nativity. Over 340 have died in the Middle East since the violence started in September, and many are remembering those people this Christmas. Here in South Florida, leaders that we spoke to getting ready for this midnight mass say they have a very optimistic feeling going into this new year, this holiday season. Again, we are expecting standing room only here come midnight. Reporting live in Miami, Benno Schmidt, NBC6.
Benno, thank you. And the weather around the world is very different this Christmas Eve, but for those of us here in South Florida, it was simply just wet. Will the wet weather leave its mark for tomorrow for Christmas Day as well? Gary Travers joined us with a sneak peek.
Julia, things are looking a little bit more encouraging here. We have had a stationary front down to our south that's been causing the clouds and the showers, but now our view from up in space indicates that the front is starting to break up as expected, moving off now, and as a result, as we look beneath the clouds with the Doppler radar, we're seeing less rain. It too is dissipating and starting to move off toward the east. Can't rule out more clouds and more showers for tomorrow, just fewer of each. It should be a nicer day on Christmas Day than it has been, but until then, a few more showers still rolling through as seen on the Doppler radar. We'll have much more on the radar coming up in a bit. Julia?
Thanks, Gary. The Coast Guard has temporarily suspended its search for survivors from a missing freighter. The freighter Anita and its crew of 8 was on its way from Miami to Haiti. Last night, the Coast Guard received an emergency signal from the ship and launched an air and sea search for survivors. But so far, the Coast Guard has only recovered debris from the vessel and a couple of empty life rafts. The Coast Guard will continue the search tomorrow if the weather allows. A scare today for some holiday travelers when their jetliner is forced to make an emergency landing at the Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport. The Spirit airline plane headed for Atlantic City had to turn around shortly after takeoff. Officials say the jet was experiencing engine trouble. None of the 123 people on board was injured. A popular restaurant in Weston is shut down tonight after catching fire. Officials say the kitchen in Max's Grill went up in flames. There were people in the restaurant when the fire started, but no one was injured. Police are investigating what caused that fire. And tonight, firefighters continue to battle a growing 600-acre brush fire about 30 miles southwest of Orlando. The blaze started yesterday afternoon in a dry wooded area. It has already damaged one house and forced several families from their homes. Officials say firefighters are having trouble containing that blaze. We are all about to get a holiday gift from Mother Nature, one that comes around only once in a blue moon. What exactly will we see in the skies tomorrow? We'll explain. So you say you're dreaming of a white Christmas? Well, it's not going to happen here in South Florida, but we'll tell you where it is white. Plus, this weekend is one of the biggest movie weekends of the year. So who was crowned king of the box office? Find out when we come back.
A desperate choice. I wish I were never born. An entire life erased.
Where am I? I wish you were never born in your room.
The Christmas dream shows how each life makes a difference.
Cook McQueen's dead. You were the one who prevented this.
I want to live again.
It's so wonderful popular.
Monday night at 9 on WB39.
They say good things come to those who wait. As long as they don't wait too long.
From now until January 2nd, get a $500 holiday bonus for $1,250 total cash back on any 2001 Grand Am. So stop by your Pontiac dealer now and light up the season. This holiday bonus ends January 2nd.
When you're looking for the finest, most convenient prescription services available, all roads lead here. Transferring your prescription to Walgreens is easy. Just call us and we'll do the rest.
Finding the perfect gift for everyone this holiday season is easy, thanks to Verizon Wireless. Buy one Kyocera value kit for only $49.99 and get a second one free. You get a Kyocera digital phone, free hands-free headset, and up to 500 bonus airtime minutes. Plus now, get 1,000 free night and weekend minutes a month for 2 years. Just be careful you don't get too wrapped up in all the excitement. Hurry into a Verizon Wireless communications store or call 1-866-2-JOIN-IN. Verizon Wireless. Join in.
Jack and Jill, now in production with 13 all-new episodes.
Was that rolling?
Jack and Jill.
Coming in January to WB39.
Live from the NBC6 studios, this is WB39 News 18.
Tomorrow, millions of families will celebrate Christmas, but astronomers will celebrate something else. The first partial solar eclipse in the United States to occur on Christmas Day since 1628. Trina Robinson has more on what we can expect to see here in South Florida.
After you unwrap all your presents early Christmas Day, step outside and witness one of Mother Nature's gifts, a partial solar eclipse.
For all practical purposes, if we didn't tell you a partial eclipse was occurring, you probably wouldn't even notice it.
The sky won't turn dark, but here in South Florida, you'll be able to see the moon passing over about a third of the sun between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Solar eclipses are not rare. Having one on Christmas Day is.
The last one occurred over South Africa on Christmas Day in 1954. So if you live to be 100, you'll have a chance to see a couple of these partial eclipses on Christmas Day if you're in the right place and it's clear out.
Programmer stresses you can permanently damage your eyesight if you stare at the sun directly. So the best way to observe the eclipse is by making a pinhole projector. What's that?
It's 2 pieces of white paper and a straight pin to make your own projector. It's as simple as that.
Place a small hole in one sheet of paper. Stand with your back to the sun and project the sun onto the other sheet of paper.
We're more tempted during an event like this to stare at the sun until it hurts. Don't, because then you can do damage. Use the solar pinhole projector technique and you'll get a wonderful, wonderful show.
Trina Robinson, WB39 News at 10.
Incidentally, the next partial solar eclipse on Christmas Day takes place in the year 2307 in Antarctica. And most of us here in South Florida are only dreaming of a white Christmas, but for those to our north, that dream will probably be a reality. Come tomorrow, snow will be falling across the Great Lakes and parts of the Northeast, and Christmas in Indiana and parts of Michigan will also be filled with lots of the white stuff. And our Christmas most definitely won't look like that, but will we have a soggy one? Well, Gary Travers is here to tell us.
Julia, things are looking a little bit better in that regard, but the bitter cold air just keeps on coming across the country. Not just snow, but incredibly cold. We'll be talking about it in my forecast. It's coming up. Stay tuned. Do you have anything bigger?
The Unwrap a Jaguar holiday event. Find special lease and finance terms on the 2001 Jaguar S-Type from now until December 31st. It's the perfect gift.
We do so much to keep skin looking healthy. But when life cuts in, ow, there's a healthy skin secret that may surprise you. It's Neosporin, to help minimize the appearance of scars. Neosporin not only kills more strains of infectious bacteria, a clinical test shows that treating scrapes with Neosporin helps minimize the appearance of scars. Healthy-looking skin is beautiful skin. Help keep it that way with Neosporin. Every cut, every time.
halfway point of our transatlantic flight to Chicago.
Got a lot of international calls to make? Get great reach from home with AT&T's international plan. All day, every day, call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
Here's a nice little number we've been working on. APR financing for 36 months on all new 4-cylinder Accords, only for a limited time. Now that should be real music to your ears.
Chances are, unless you've been on a desert island, you've probably heard of the movie that tops this weekend at the box office.
Hey, is all this turbulence from Santa and those 8 tiny reindeer?
The holidays are always big for movies, but this weekend it was huge for Castaway. The Tom Hanks movie became the biggest movie debut for a Christmas weekend ever, bringing in $30 million. Last weekend's #1 movie, Mel Gibson's What Women Want, slipped to second place, and Nicolas Cage's The Family Man came in third.
Hi, Gary Travers here for John Giraldi. The stationary front that's been down to our south the past few days looks like it's starting to break up and move off, and that bodes well, or at least better, for our Christmas day. However, this big Arctic front that's coming down out of Canada does not bode well at all for the middle and eastern parts of the country over the next couple of days. More bitter, bitter cold temperatures, and this is going to trigger a huge storm, a combination of ice and snow, and you name it, across the middle and the east over the next couple of days. Got a little bit of rain still in our neck of the woods. It's starting to move off, but you see this rain over here in Texas? Runs from about Shreveport, Louisiana on down to Brownsville. This is going to turn into a big ice storm tomorrow, and that's going to be the harbinger of this big winter mess that's going to move across the country over the next couple of days. We do have some snow that's moved into the northeast now, but nothing too major up there, so we'll wait for that other big storm to get going in about 36 to 48 hours. Here are the current temperatures, and they are still very cold across the country. It's 5 right now in Chicago, -7. These are not wind chills. They're actually the temperatures on the thermometer. -7 there in Minneapolis, -9 in Bismarck. It is 8 at Kansas City right now. Atlanta at 39 degrees, 31 at Boston and in New York. The wind chill, of course, makes it feel even colder than that. We start to see lots of minus numbers here. Forecast high temperatures for tomorrow. Still very cold, only single digits around the American Midwest from that new Arctic blast coming down, and even over to the eastern seaboard, high temperatures not particularly high. Here's a close-up look at the clouds being caused by the front. This is why it's been so overcast the past 2 or 3 days, but you see a little bit of clearing now as the thing finally is motivating out of here. So some good news for us. We think it will be a little bit nicer on Christmas Day than it has been the past 2 or 3 days, but still a little bit cloudy, and there is still a chance of a shower or two. Here's another reason we think things are going to get better. This is our future cast. And what this does is it takes the various computer models, turns it into an animation, and when you roll it, it tells us where we think the moisture is going to be over the next several days. And watch what happens here as we go through time. There you see the legend over there. Notice the moisture sags down to the south, leaves us alone. We start to dry out, and that, of course, is something that we hope will happen if those models pan out. For tonight in South Florida, still overcast and breezy, the low about 65, and still a shower or two out there. Still not good for boating. A little less wind tomorrow, but still up around 20, 25 knots, and the sea's running way up around 14 feet in the Gulf Stream. For tomorrow, Christmas Day, still kind of cloudy and windy. 72 will be the high, and it still could shower in a couple of spots. Getting a little bit better as we get into the middle part of the coming week. Still a little on the cool side with a new cold front coming in by tomorrow night. That's the weather, and here's Julia.
Okay, Gary, thank you. Well, football fans, if you thought you've seen it all, think again. A wild finish for the Dolphins today. Craig Minervini has the highlights coming up next in sports.
So what are you doing this weekend? Wouldn't you rather spend it test driving a totally liberating Volkswagen? Great deals are available on Golfs, Jettas, and new Beetles. These deals won't be around long, So you better hurry down to your local dealer. Like you need an excuse. From the creators of Breakfast at Midnight and the producers of A Family Tradition comes a holiday tale about a place near the heart.
Best wishes from all South Florida IHOP. Happy holidays!
Savor the memories. Another Anytime's a Good Time for IHOP release.
I finally have the freedom to do what I want. So I'm not going to let arthritis slow me down. I use Icy Hot. It goes on icy to dull the pain, and then gets hot to relax it away. Icy Hot. Because when I'm pain-free, I'm free to be me. They get really dry skin.
Dry, itchy skin. For dry, itchy skin, these non-medicated moisturizers all fall short of Gold Bond medicated body lotion. Triple Action Gold Bond moisturizes, protects, and stops itch. Gold Bond medicated body lotion. More than a moisturizer, it's medicated.
Finding the perfect gift for everyone this holiday season is easy, thanks to Verizon Wireless. Buy one Kyocera value kit for only $49.99 and get a second one free. You get a Kyocera digital phone, free hands-free headset, and up to 500 bonus airtime minutes. Plus now, get 1,000 free night and weekend minutes a month for 2 years. Just be careful you don't get too wrapped up in all the excitement. Hurry into a Verizon Wireless communications store or call 1-866 to join in. Verizon Wireless. Join in.
And now here, there's Dolphin fans. You can relax. You can relax. The Dolphins are in the playoffs. No kidding. I know you were scared, but the Finns pulled it out today, winning the AFC East. I'll tell you what, comeback featured one of the most bizarre endings in Dolphin history. Look who made it to the game. Weatherman John Giraldi. The Grinch, the big Pats fan, was not happy after this one. Second quarter. Finns down 7-3. Good start. Drew Bledsoe, Kevin Falk. Nobody covered him. 52 yards later, it's already 14-3, and you're saying, uh-oh, we're in trouble. But hang on. After Jason Taylor interception at the 12, it's Fiedler had a big day. 30 for 45. He gets Hunter Goodwin. 14-10, 3:40 to go in the quarter. Less than a minute later, the Finns special teams come through. Brock Marion blocks the punt. Twan Russell recovers, still late second at the New England 9. They cash in a minute and a half. All of a sudden, Lamar Smith is in, and it's 17-14. But the Pats come back 3 seconds to go. Bledsoe to Terry Glenn, 21-17 New England at the half. Now, 7-point game early, fourth quarter. Murray missed a 47-yarder early, misses from 28. 24-17. But with 4 minutes to go, Lamar Smith hard running into the end zone, a 2-yard score. We're tied at 24. Now, big defensive stop at the 27. Jones with the tip. Zach Thomas, the interception for Miami. Fiedler takes him down, 6 for 8 in the drive. Murray from 49 into the wind. Oh, yes, a window. He's got it. 27-24 Miami, 9 seconds to go. But hang on, still time. Bledsoe scrambling. Is it incomplete? They don't whistle it. The play continues. Forward lateral. The flag is down here. What's going on? Johnny Greer, the ref, with a controversial call.
We have an illegal forward pass on the offense. The game is over.
Not a greater feeling in the world to go out there with our backs to the wall and have to fight back and lay it on the line and leave it on the field and come out with a damn victory. Hey, division champs, okay? Here comes the defense. So that's it, right? 27-24. Wait a minute.
After reviewing the play, it was determined that the pass on the last play was incomplete. 3 seconds remain on the clock.
35 minutes later, the players come back on the field. Many with towels watching the defense. Michael Bishop heaves it up, but this one does not have a chance. And yes, the Finns win it this time on the recount. 27-24. They must be Republicans. Their first division crown in 6 years. So, 11-5, the Dolphins beating both the Jets and Indianapolis out at that point for first place. Here's reaction after the game.
It's never easy. You know, we knew it wouldn't be easy. I mean, you know, coming up here and falling behind like that.
I missed one earlier in the game. I think we got one tipped, so we had to go out there with some confidence and went out there, made the kick, and won again. That's the craziest thing. It only could happen this year. You know, the Florida recount, now it's just recount. You know, they came back with 3 seconds. That's crazy. And so, I mean, you know, like I said, hey, we repeated, and division champs, they can't take that away from us.
The smiles on their faces. The question, of course, now after the win, would they get a first-round bye? They needed an Oakland loss against Carolina to clinch the second seed in the playoffs. To Oakland we go. Raiders trying to clinch the West and that number 2 seed. And a day off next week. Rich Gannon, well, big game. 5 touchdown passes, 2 each to Jeremy Brigham and Ricky Dudley, both tight ends. 52-9 Raiders win the West, earn the second seed in the AFC East, the AFC rather, so the Dolphins settle for the 3rd seed. Now, the Jets with a simple plan. Win and you're in. Taking on the Ravens, Vinny Testaverde, not a good day, and this was the key play in the game. Up by 2, thinking about 7, no. The other way, Chris McAllister, 98 yards, and look at the move. Baltimore's first lead, 20-14. Jermaine Lewis, the L train, good for 2 touchdowns on punt returns. Baltimore wins it, he can fly too. 34-20 to clinch the top seed in the AFC. They can, with a loss by Tennessee tomorrow night.
We played with a lot of hard play. We gave everything we had, and we just had too many turnovers. And when you have that many turnovers, you really put yourself in a hole. And you know, we've been up against a good football team this afternoon.
So, New York's loss, giving the Colts life. They take advantage, tied at 7. Peyton Manning to Edgerrin James, 52-yard score. Indy never looked back. They cruised to a 31-10 win, and that means they'll play the Dolphins Saturday, Pro Players Stadium at 12:30. Remember, the Colts won the last game here. The 2 teams split the regular season. Julia, it will not be easy with Manning and James and Harrison. The Colts are a very potent number 6 seed. But hey, the Dolphins are in. They'll be home too. That's Today in Sports. Back to you.
That's all that really matters, isn't it? Well, the holiday spirit means giving to everyone, and that includes the animals. You've got to see this holiday feast. We'll show you.
Every morning on the way to work, Greg tells you about his new RX 300 with the Lexus Value Package, the in-dash 6-disc CD auto changer, the leather-trimmed seats, and the awesome power moonroof, all at a $1,500 savings. Greg, the genius. You're starting to hate him, but not nearly as much as you love his car. Ask about the RX 300 Lexus Value Package at your South Florida Lexus dealer.
I guess it was about a year ago something really different happened to me. The inventor of this machine, the torso track, asked me to give him 1 minute of my time. I did, and for 1 minute I did this exercise. I could have done more, but he said that's enough. The next morning when I woke up, my stomach burned, my abs burned, my chest, obliques, and my back. I felt like I'd spent hours at the gym. I knew I had to have one of these machines. Well, it has been a year now with my torso track, and I just want to say I'm in the best shape of my life. It doesn't matter if you're just starting to work out or if you're Frank Zane, 3-time Mr. Universe. Torso track will adjust to your fitness level. Now, how about giving me a minute of your time? Call and we'll send you a torso track to try, risk-free.
To order the torso track, call the number on your screen or send a check or money order to the address listed. So call the number on your screen and order today.
So much asphalt, so little time. It's the Mazda year-end clearance event, and that means low financing or cash back on a great selection of new Mazdas. Like the Mazda B-Series, the Mazda 626, and the Mazda Protege. Now for a limited time, get 0.0% APR financing for 48 months, or $1,250 cash back on the 2000 Mazda Protege. With so much waiting for you, hurry into your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance event before January 2nd.
As humans are not the only ones getting into the holiday spirit, animals at the Sacramento Zoo were treated to some holiday food today, but it looked more like Halloween actually for this hungry hippo. That's because his present was a pumpkin. The holiday also went to the birds, so to speak, as the feathered friends got their gifts, and the public shared Christmas Eve with the animals for free, courtesy the nonprofit Sacramento Zoological Society. Nice to see that. And that is going to wrap it up for us this evening. Thanks for joining us. Friends is coming up next right here on the WB. Happy holidays, everyone. Be safe out there, and we'll look for you back here tomorrow night at 10.